Okay, before I gotta go, I gotta leave. Because I'm supposed to be at work today. Because trust me about that. But it doesn't take long about, you know who, about 8 or 9 minutes. Wherever it is. Not 10, 9. Trust me about that. But first, I want to talk about this. Tea Party Fury has become the rage of popular accounts of the movement protest. Some close watchers, you know who, says the rallies are nothing compared to the anti-Bush frenzy. What? Anti-what? Oh boy, Iraq war tried to protest for years and years and years. Well, oh boy, it happens all the time to be the display of the press was happy to ignore. Well, I guess according to the drawing board of things, because. Anyways, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Search for answers everywhere. We will be the key. It's a revolution. The likes of which we have never seen. Hey, it's me, LHMusic, and this is, you know who, the final closing TimeFactor thoughts for Tuesday, April the 6th, year 2010. And according to Fox News, and why am I all dressed up and getting ready to leave? Well, figures. Well, according to, you know who, Fox News, you know what it means. Racist, nutbags, radicals, extremists. The Tea Party movement has been slammed as all of these and more in the mainstream media, and particularly the fringe elements of this group went on screaming after members of the Congress in the run-up to the health care vote. But even as Tea Party fury has become all of the rage of some popular, you know, the captioning. I'm not going to read all of it, but what what's interesting is about the media. That's right, the media. The latest freak out is that there's was radicals, plenty under President Bush, who was protested in the streets and talking openly about the revolution and the killing. Oh, well, that says uh, this guy Evan Conyan Maloney, who is a documentary filmmaker who followed the anti-war protest back in 2003. Wait, but and as the Huffington Post has pointed out, a few posters have pop up at a tea, tea Party rallies, calling President Obama the new face of what? New face of Hitler? A baby killer? And even a slave driver? Oh, really, huh? You, but well, guess what? Those appear to pale in a comparison to attacks on you know who, George W. Bush, who hang in you know who, visually and burned and compared to what Hitler called the Antichrist and the human. That's harsh. You think it's harsh? Harsh. Anyways, made the subject or of numerous. That's right, numerous sustained death. Threats about 7 years. Those attacks, while highly visible, went mostly reported outside the scattered conservative blogs, and the Tea Party movement, you know who, meanwhile, has seen no shortage of critics in the press and oh boy, this is what you get: the Huffington Post, the New York Times, and then CNN, and all those outrageous things, criticisms. Why? Why in the world do you always do this? This could be worse. And then there's this. That now the criticism has been fueled by recent outbursts at the Tea Party's Kill the Bill rallies on Capitol Hill last month. And as the members of the Congress are headed in for the key votes of a healthcare overhaul, protesters reportedly screamed the what? The N word. Oh, watch it. At a several black congressmen and Missouri Representative Emmanuel Cleaver, who was the Black Caucus, a protest to try to spat on him. Oh boy. But what about Barty Frank? The opposition has developed into a mass hysteria, and he compared the protest to the Salem witch trial. Frank, who is gay, if who is you know who. But even attacks like this. If I hear stories like this about racism and all that stuff, for Bush advisor Karl Rove was targeted last week by a handcuffed, taunting Code Pink members who tries to carry out you know who. A senseless arrest during a book signing in Beverly Hills. As the attempt failed, one protester shouted to Rove, "The only comfort I take that you're." This is how. Now what happens? You see what happens next? You see what happens next? The critics, because I don't like it. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. Oh. Now, here's something you don't want to know. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tried to accuse opponent of health care legislation of being quote this, you got it, an American. In back in August of 2009, op-ed she wrote with the House Leader Steny Hoyer, blasting critics for a heated exchange with members of the Congress. Oh, really? During town meetings. Well, that puts back in the year 2006 that Pelosi tried to outburst. Oh boy. You see, this is what happens. happens when stories like this, like the Huffington Post, and all those left-wing blogs and all that stuff. Don't you think it's gone too far? I mean, don't you think it's gone too far at all times? Well, there's only one way to find out. And I'll find out what it is probably next season of my final closing TimeFactor thoughts, or I'll just make that Friday. Well, I don't have time for that. But remember this, watch out for these left-wing blogs, CNN, Huffington Post, New York Times, and the Washington Post, and all those left-wing blogs, because it doesn't really matter at all. It really does. Seriously. If I were you, I would take no for answers. Well, guess I don't. Anyways, I really gotta go. I'm supposed to be at work. Trust me about that. You can find me at Facebook, facebook.com/LHMusic time, and so is you know who. That's right, twitter.com/LHMusic time. And I hate to break this to you, but don't you think it's good? And it's gonna be cool. Don't forget tomorrow. It's gonna be me versus Obama. Debate this. I didn't do it. Trust me about that. Anyways, LHMusic, America's level first focus conservative has got to go. And I'm signing off, and we will be the key for these conservative answers. So, I'll see you tomorrow. God blessings, and bye-bye for now.